ver que me pongo el streaming en el móvil para ir controlando y empezamos ahora. A ver qué tal. Vale. Vamos a empezar lo que es Shadowbringers. He hecho todo lo que es la historia anterior. Dame un segundo, que quito el audio del móvil. Lo pongo en Discord. En el canal de mis colegas, por si quieren verlo. Y empezaremos ahora. A ver, me voy a... Y en este otro... Cierro Discord y entramos. ¿Qué tal? Espero que todo bien. Veo que se ve. Lo primero que vamos a hacer es ver el opening de Shadowbringers y después ya pasaremos a jugar. He cogido la misión porque me olvidé. Básicamente que no tenía que cogerla, la primera misión, pero está sin completar, así que no pasa nada. De hecho creo que la puedo abandonar, así que la voy a abandonar y la voy a volver a coger. Vamos a ver la cinemática. Que eso es lo bonito realmente. Bueno. Esto no me pensar que lo jugué hace un rato, no hace mucho. El golpe acabo de dar a la pantalla.
How many years have come and gone since that day?
Samurai, por lo que veo.
How many years have I waited for this moment? For the one that stood alone against the storm. For the one they called.
Somos samuráis, oficialmente.
The warrior of light.
Bueno, yo le maté con un PK. Así que da igual.
What sayest thou, Master Matoya? We may accept this fate or defy it, but we cannot deny it.
Deny? I am but one not to run from my troubles. Until our friend returns, I will hold the line.
Le pegamos con personalidad. Que es el género.
This town certainly has changed. I'm not a I'm not going anywhere.
Le quedaba muy bien.
Promise you, Ophelia.
Estaba muerta hace unos expansiones. Me parece estar una cosa confusión, ¿no? Pero en las partes de Shadowbringers creo que hemos tenido o se iba a otro mundo con los barrios rurales. A ver cómo hacemos eso. Aquí hay la torre de cristal ahora, ¿sí?
This tragedy, greater even than the seventh umbral calamity, must be undone.
Ahí está, es lo que estaba hablando. La función de esto.
If history must be unwritten, let it be unwritten. Become what you must.
Esta noche voy a streamear otra vez, ¿eh? Voy a streamear otra vez. Y me toca hacer
Become the warrior of darkness.
no me toca los años, pero empezar directamente ahora de como ex del WoW, algo de jugarse. Vamos a darle una curiosidad a nuestro amo y señor, aunque no esté bien muy bien. Vamos a ir para adentro. Vaya, una cola, cómo no. Tenían que incrementar la capacidad de las colas o de la gente conectada simultánea antes de ampliar los servidores con nuevos materiales o algo así había leído. Supuestamente para la 7.0, aunque van a intentar rushearlos, por lo que leí en la última carta de los desarrolladores. Voy a abandonar la misión y la voy a volver a coger. Puedo hacerlo, ¿no? Pero no. El journal... no puedo. Bueno, básicamente Tataru me ha dicho que el hombre que me hablaba, que me estaba invocando a otro mundo y que ha dejado en coma a todos... Espera, voy a mover la cámara. Oh, mierda. Perdón, esto no es la cámara. Lo voy a poner aquí. El chat en secreto como siempre y ya está. Pues lo que decía, el hombre que había invocado a los Fions of the Seven Dawn, pues básicamente nos invocaba a través del alma o nos arrancaba el alma del cuerpo y básicamente todos están fuera de su cuerpo, todas las almas, solo queda mi personaje, el guerrero de la luz. y me dijo que iba a dejar una especie de objeto o alguna cosa que me iba a ayudar a llegar hasta él, que tenía que ir hacia la torre de cristal, pero había unos bloqueos y Tataru dijo que ella se encargaría de investigar. Y cuando he cogido la misión me han dicho que hay una especie de camino secreto, así que vamos a ver qué tal. Vamos para allá. Esto está aquí al lado, creo. Creo. Puedo estar 100% equivocado y no me extrañaría, de hecho. Creo que es la primera Alien Raid del juego. Me mola bastante, de verdad. Bueno, simple, con algunos bosses interesantes, pero me mola bastante. Hoy la mazmorra no tiene pelo. Ojalá. En modo hard. Para ir a la zona, es decir, a la zona esta, tener que estar en la oeste del lago. Que se quiere coger el mate, por supuesto. Esto ya es nuevo. Yo aquí no he estado nunca. Empezaremos ya con cinemática doblada, todavía no. Normalmente no tengo lag, así que no espero que haya problemas de lag.
Look how many people there are.
Sí, ya está doblado.
Should we get to it then? Pick up anything that seems the least bit device-like, and we'll make ourselves a pile.
Well, if it isn't the hero of the hour, maybe you'll change our look. We've found bugger all without you.
Hostia, hace un montón. Creo que no había escuchado hablar nunca de X doblado.
Wedge!
¿Qué tal?
Aye, aye. Well, we could hardly say no to a call for aid from the Scions. Jesse called it the chief of some other business, so we'll be working twice as hard to make up for his not being here.
Thrice as hard, even.
Labor de hueques que no le
Thank
pega.
you, both of you. I'm sure we'll find that beacon in no time.
A ver qué tal.
I'm not seeing anything out here. Do you reckon you could squeeze in there, Wedge?
And get stuck halfway? No, thank you.
I could try if you like.
Tataru, no! We couldn't ask you to do that.
Oh, I'll be
Ay,
fine.
tenía que haber hecho la
This
transfiguración.
receptionist
Se me ha
is not
olvidado.
afraid to get her hands
El glamour, no la
dirty.
transfiguración. Aquí se llaman glamours. Bueno, la próxima posada lo hago. Es un dispositivo.
Sorry,
invisible,
I meant to say, the scholars haven't finished their preliminary assessment of the site yet, so we're not supposed to venture too far in.
¿Qué me estás diciendo?
What's that you got there? Now that looks promising.
Isn't that the Ironworks symbol? Counterfeiters?
Me están invitando otra vez.
Now I have you.
You are right.
What's happening?
Stay with me. Focus on my voice. Let expanse contract. Eon become instant.
Wait, this must be it. The device. Well, this is supposed to happen.
Throw wide the gates that we may pass.
Me van a invocar.
Safe journey, warrior of light. find our friends and bring them home.
A ver, yo entiendo que nos arrancado el alma del cuerpo. Con este aparato a lo mejor no. Puede pasar enterito. Estamos volando. Vamos a caer con un meteorito del cielo. Son aliens. Es un fragmento de otro mundo.
Do not look at me, Sal.
You're slaves to a tyrant. There's no freedom in that.
This is one battle you cannot fight.
Away with you.
We did everything right. Everything that was asked of us, and still it came to this.
Oh, está ocurriendo algo. Está en filia, ¿no?
Your time has not yet come.
Sí, es minifilia. Por ahora aún no ha llegado. Otro momento. Y el resto del juego es en blanco y negro. ¿Os imagináis? Molaría bastante. Pero no creo que ocurra. Oh, mira, de guerrero de la oscuridad. Es esto mejor. No entiendo cómo a máximo de gráficos hay sombras que se ven tan mal. ¿Pero dónde estamos?
From endless dreams I awake. Something vague, yet urgent, calls me to action once more.
¿Dónde estamos? Si de algo estoy seguro es que es el cielo, no debería ser así. Ah, este es el de los chocobos. Sí, este es el señor de los
Rare to
chocobos.
meet someone out here who's not a peddler themselves. What brings you into the wilds this time of night?
Ha dicho en esta hora de la noche, es de día.
Well, if it ain't the oldest joke in the book. Me granddad, God's rest his soul, used to tell that one to the barman at kicking out time. And when, pray tell, did we last have a dark night? You rotten old drunk, yet he'd reply.
¿Qué está ocurriendo? Hemos viajado en el tiempo, de eso estoy seguro.
Over 100 bleeding years ago. That's when.
100 años. Estamos en el futuro. Aquí es donde llega... Ah, claro, esto tiene que ser a donde lleva el camino que estamos siguiendo porque estamos creando un desbalance entre la luz y la oscuridad.
Down to a T. I'd almost think you meant it.
Claro, eso es lo que nos decía la voz. Que se acercaba una calamidad y que la luz iba a arrasarlo todo.
That explains it then.
Creo que eso estoy entendiendo. Pero bueno. Vamos a avanzar y a ver qué me dice.
Well, I've roads to travel and wares to sell, but you best hurry along to the town nearby. Just head east through the trees and aim for the Shining Tower. You'll find the place soon enough. 'Tis the biggest settlement for malms around. Go on now, friend. They'll take good care of you in the Crystarium.
El Crystarium. Esta es la música del tráiler.
Dizzying heights it rises, the gleaming spire. Its tip threatening to pierce the blinding canopy. There, it will all begin anew, between dark and light, the pure and the corrupt, the one true struggle.
Empezó Shadowbringers. Oficialmente. ¿No funciona esto al menos? No. Hay que usar monturas. Está toda mi free company haciendo lo del coche de Noctis y yo ignorándolo completamente. Estoy instanciado, ¿no? No puedo hacer eso. Estoy instanciado.
Halt.
Vieras.
Every face in this city I know. Yours, I do not.
No sé ni de
This is the threshold of the Crystarium, stranger, and I am its gatekeeper. If you would enter, you will answer my questions. From where do you hail?
De Gridania.
Do you take me for a fool? No such place exists.
¿Cómo que no?
Had you given me an honest answer, I would not have barred your way. We care little here for a person's place of origin. But instead, you chose concealment. And I will not suffer you to pass.
Eso. Ahí dice eso. desastre de luz. Cristales.
That one had eaten. It must have gulped down the whole hand, ring and all.
Ya se han comido a este señor. No dura mucho. Que se para de Lara 2 minutos, menos.
Everything all right, Captain?
Este es el señor que me invocaba.
Quite all right, my lord. Just a stray sin eater, and a weak one at that.
Salió el final de la expansión, así que es este.
I see. Weak or not, we should be on the lookout for more. But I see you've met my guest. I will escort her to the Crystarium myself, if you've no objections.
Another of your mysterious friends, is it? I should have known. Very well. I'll inform the others your guest is to be given the run of the city. Pray forgive my less than cordial welcome. May the rest of your stay with us be a pleasant one.
Come with me. I will answer whatever questions you have when we are somewhere more private.
¿Qué diablos está sonando?
Right then, before we plunge into the wheres and wherefores, let me first thank you for answering my summons.
Bueno, no me ha dado más elección que venir.
I had intended to bring you directly to my personal quarters, but I fear my aim was slightly off. That you are still able to make the crossing unharmed is a great relief. And so, we come to the question of where. The realm in which you now find yourself belongs to one of the 13 reflections, or shards. The first, to be precise, even if its inhabitants are largely oblivious to the fact. As to wherefore, having been awarded the rather grandiose title of Crystal Exarch, I, in my capacity as caretaker of the Crystarium, thought to seek the aid of you and your companions.
Muy directo a esto. Estoy a punto de matarme por culpa de él, Voy a preguntar por mis amigos mejor. Pero bueno, me invocaste en medio de una batalla.
Ah, that is a question
Si
with
no
no
llegase por este
simple
bien, mi
answer.
PJ estaría
But
muerto.
all shall be explained in due course, I promise you. Let us begin with the glaring skies up above. Here in the first, the world has been all but consumed by primordial light. It began a century ago, by this realm's reckoning. A luminous flood swallowing everything in its path.
Vale, no hemos
More
viajado al
than
pasado.
9/10 of this star was lost.
Hemos ido al primer fragmento del mundo
And the fortunate
primordial.
few who survived are hounded by abominations born of that catastrophe even now. Sin Eaters, we call them. The creature you saw earlier was one such monstrosity. It was to save the first from this menace that I learned to bridge the rift between worlds. That I might call upon the aid of the greatest of heroes. And though it meant depriving a world of its champion, I had to try, for in saving the first, you would bring salvation to the source as well. But what manner of host harangues his guests in the middle of the road? Let us continue our talk within the Crystarium.
Me da que voy a tener que pasarme esto antes de raid. O no voy a poder desbloquear Ultimate. Otra cinemática.
Such a proud and vibrant city. The sole sanctuary for the living in a world all but resigned to oblivion. Each stone was laid with hope. The town itself a symbol, a monument to defiance in the face of death. No would-be hero could fail to answer its call. For who among us does not yearn for salvation?
Sé que tengo que dar con ese señor, pero primero voy a hacer eso, que se me olvida siempre que vengo a Ciudad de Móviles. Sigo estanciado, gracias videojuego. No tenía que haber imaginado. Esto lo hacen para que no me vaya corriendo. Bueno, parece que mi vecino está de hombre. Bueno, muy buena la experiencia. Nada de esto me sirve todavía. Ahora una discusión en su estudio, debería estar en orden. Aunque cree que la conversación sería mejor si primero me entendiera un poco de cómo está la cosa. Vamos a visitar un poco la zona. Básicamente me va a enseñar la ciudad. Para que sepa lo que tengo que hacer y todo eso. Para que me familiarice con la zona. Me está diciendo dónde tengo que ir a las zonas. Me lo va a explicar y 2 segundos después se me va a olvidar. Así que total. Claro, con un cristal. Vale, no se creerán que vengo de otro mundo. Me parece interesante. Así debería poder. Vale, no me dejaba. No, montura de aquí no. Quería intentarlo. Ahora ya se puede. Ahora imagino que me va a sacar de... Ya puedo volver, vale. Me parece interesante, la verdad. Me sigue echando. No debería haber nada, pero no sé nada. Esto hay que hacerlo siempre para poder viajar con la hermandad de forma rápida por las ciudades. Que se me olvida. Después voy a traer a este marketplace a mi retainer. Me voy a tener dos. Y tendría que descargarme la aplicación para tener tercero. Imagino que cuando complete esta misión ya podré hacer las misiones de Dark Knight que llevo atrasadas. A pensar que el personaje había desaparecido. He hecho escapismo. Vale, está uno más arriba, creo. Se parece mucho al personaje de Shiva este. Moren. Ah, perdóname, señorita. Has llegado hace poco a la ciudad. Me da pinta que es historia ahora. No, no se parece a la que era de Shiva. Me gusta leer. Gabinete de curiosidades. Así es como empezó la arqueología realmente, y el estudio de la historia. De forma más seria, como gabinetes de curiosidades, gabinetes de antigüedades. Bueno, un libro de niños. 100 años. Los guerreros de la luz asesinaron al Shadowkeeper. Después de destruirle, básicamente, pues la luz arrasaría el mundo. Cuando parecía perdido, apareció un salvador, el oráculo de la luz. Salvo Noblan, básicamente el oráculo de la luz era Minfilia, ¿no? No, ya la voz de Heidelin. La luz encarnada, los devorapecados. Instancia, ¿no? Lo que yo no sé. Me han quitado ya el símbolo de Sprout, el símbolo de Sprout, por lo bueno. Ahora voy a subir por la escalera de caracol. Va a ir por la nueva. Increíble. Vamos a ponernos de cloud. Después buscar en la taberna. Aquí está. Y me haré otra transfiguración. Oh, esos son de Alagans. Vale, estos son vienen a ser los que practican las profesiones y todo eso, donde sale el nombre. Los vendedores y todo eso, imagino que están aquí. Es que es enorme. Me encantaría con una profesión que fuera granjero, literalmente. Y cultivarse es para hacer comida y todo eso, no el botanista. Sí. Es increíble ver cómo este videojuego se expande cada vez más. Me fascina bastante además. Tengo que bajar y tirarme. Que es increíble. Me fascina bastante. Es increíble la cantidad de trabajo que ha puesto aquí Square y lo poco que puso en otros videojuegos. Vale, muy bien, equipo. Vale, cambian un poco el nombre de las razas. Este mundo es diferente al nuestro, así que hay que aceptarlo. No soy una horra, pero hay que subir un rato. estar ahí. Muy abajo. O tal vez arriba. Para abajo no parece que se pueda, así que tiene que ser arriba. Es posible que no esté. No está. Está este. Bajar no se puede bajar, creo. Pues nada. Y este viene de otro mundo. Eso va a ser dentro de la torre de cristal. Bueno, el cristario. La roja no estaba. Todavía no he desbloqueado las misiones. Esta sí.
Welcome to the Ocular, my private study. We can speak here without fear of being overheard. I have much to explain. but the truths which I must touch upon in doing so would cause only distress and confusion to the people of this world. Pray keep that in mind. Now, I am sure you are desperate to know the fate of your fellow scions. To put it simply, they are here in the First. Their arrival, however, was not as recent as you may imagine. Here, time flows at a different pace from that of the Source.
Bueno,
in the space of a single hour in your home world, an entire year might pass in the First, and the reverse could also be true. The pace fluctuates without rhyme or reason, and it cannot be predicted. That said, we seem to be entering a period of near equivalence. And thus, for the moment, you need not overly concern yourself with the passage of time.
Vale, ahora esta parece que estaba fluctuando.
As for your companions, however, Y'shtola and Urianger have dwelled here for 3 winters, all told.
3 años.
While Thancred's count stands at 5.
5 años Thancred.
Even our more recent arrivals, Alphino and Alize, have lived in the First for almost a year. My intention had been to summon only you, but the art of reaching across worlds has proven exceedingly difficult to master. Thus it was that my fumbling hand closed upon those to whom your fate is most closely bound as well.
Vale.
As they were not the object of my summons, their transference was incomplete. Though they may appear to possess corporeal bodies, they are, in truth, merely spirits that one can see and touch.
Vale,
consequently, while you yourself will be able to pass between worlds with relative freedom, they will not. Much as it grieves me, they are stranded here, unable to return.
Esto lo tenemos que solucionar en algún momento. No puede, lo habría hecho ya.
We spent every waking hour searching for a way to reverse the summoning. In the beginning, at least. As you may have surmised, however, our efforts met with little success. And then we all but abandoned the endeavor once Urianger shared with us the vision he had witnessed during his journey through the rift. In that chaotic no-man's land between realms, time and space warp and blend in unexpected ways. What Urianger saw was the future. That which would one day come to pass. In his vision of tomorrow, the First was rejoined with the Source. This collision of worlds brought about the 8th umbral calamity and the deaths of countless multitudes. Amongst those who perished, Urianger clearly saw the fall of the Scion's mightiest champion. He watched you die. And thus did the Scions embrace their exile, and began searching this world for a means to forestall the coming catastrophe in yours. Their souls are stranded in the First, yes, but they have fought on, desperate to save their home and you from destruction. Nor have their efforts been in vain, for it was they who finally established that the elimination of the Sin Eaters will indeed serve to prevent the calamity. Considering these circumstances of our meeting, you would be forgiven for doubting my version of events.
No, me lo creo perfectamente.
And so, before all else, I would suggest you track down your comrades and hear the tale from their lips. I shall of course be happy to assist in these reunions, and you need not make any decisions regarding your involvement until you are certain of where you stand.
Vale, yo he venido en cuerpo y alma, no solo mi alma.
I promise I will not rest until I have found a way to help your friends return home. What say you? Have I earned your trust for the moment, at least?
Es importante que mis amigos vuelvan a casa.
Excellent. You will not regret this. With that settled, we shall have to see about getting you ready for the road. Traveling across the rift has no doubt left you weary. I will arrange for a room where you might rest in comfort. While it's being prepared, perhaps I can show you around.
A ver qué tal. Son bastante bonitas. Tengo eso ahí por el directo.
This is the Musica Universalis, the commercial heart of the Crystarium. What you might need to prepare for your journeys can be purchased here. Ah, yes. You must be curious about the currency. Fear not. The gil you carry will serve you well enough. Each nation once minted its own coins, but 'twas all a jumbled mess following the flood. After much debate, the local merchants eventually elected to revert to the old ways, wherein a coin's value was decided by the worth of its metal. As for a unit of measurement, we agreed upon the term gil, a word borrowed from coins uncovered within the Crystal Tower here. And as our traders peddled their wares across the land, so too did our usage of gil become common practice. From what your stola tells me, a standard coin from the source equates to exactly 1 gil here, or near enough not to matter. Our way of life has benefited greatly from the artifacts we recovered from the tower, some of which may be familiar to you. But I fear it would not be practical for us to provide everything to which you are accustomed. You shall need a means to access the commodities of your homeworld. Avan Kerm Sin?
Uy, habla en otro idioma.
Yes, I'm here. Of course I'm here. What amusements do you have for me today?
¿Pero qué es esto?
My dear Feo Ul, paragon of pixie kind. For you, I have the most vital task. This fine lady is a friend from a distant realm. And we have need of a means to ferry things back and forth from her home. Might you be able to assist us in this matter?
You came from beyond, didn't you? From beyond the rift? How wonderfully exciting! What a brave and reckless and marvelous thing you did! You've the heart of a pixie, you do. After careful consideration, I have decided to grant you my assistance. Make a pact with me and the fun can begin. But answer me this, traveller. Did your garments come with you when you crossed over? Your teeth? Your nails? Just as I thought! Then you've a good stout connection with your home through which all your belongings, great and small, may easily pass. From this moment forth I will be your Isne Fis, and you my Snae Yak. Like the branch which sprouts from the sapling, our bond will flow unbroken from one to the other. Raise your hand. Tis done. We are bound now, dearest sapling. Come then. Make your request. Tell me your desire. I wish to visit this world of yours.
Mayhap a message to your friends in the Source to inform them of your safe arrival.
Atataru. Kirille me da un poco más igual.
Consider it done.
As you heard, that was Feo Ul of the Pixies. Their kind possess an affinity for magic akin to that of arcane beings. They rarely show themselves in populated areas, but Feo is insatiably curious even by Pixie standards, and seems to have taken a liking to the Crystarium. Right, we were going to organize a room for you, weren't we? Come along.
Me van a hacer una habitación. Ahora sí, en la posada. Oh. Ahora tengo ya acceso a mi marketplace y todo eso. A ver mi habitación, ¿qué tal? Wow. Si la de Kugan ya me voló la cabeza, esta me parece brutal. La de Kugan me voló bastante la cabeza. El guerrero de la oscuridad.
I know you. You're the warrior of light from the Source. What? Did you just... You can hear me? Oh, gods, how long has it been?
Claro, que tienes que faltarme.
That was what I called myself in your world. The Warrior of Darkness. My real name is Ardbert. I used an alias in the Source, a daft one, looking back. If you recall my tale, it was my comrades and I who caused the flood.
Si me acuerdo que nos peleamos.
We thought our home doomed. And so we listened to the Ascians. Let them guide us to the source. And tried to hasten their God's damned ardor. I remember when we fell. Defeated by you and yours. I remember our audience with Minfilia. How she listened to our pleas and returned our souls to the first.
Eran de aquí.
The flood was poised to swallow Norvrant. Minfilia and my friends, they surrendered what little they had left to hold it back. Just faded away. Leaving me to bear witness. Tell me, do you know the year? How much time has passed since we caused the flood?
100 años has dicho, ¿no?
100 years. 100 long years. My hands find no purchase. My gestures catch no eye, and my pleas, be they whispered or screamed, reach not a single ear.
Abandonaron sus cuerpos voluntariamente, murieron
I
en su
am
mundo para
shade,
venir al nuestro.
cursed to do naught but drift. I feel as if I've been walking forever. I hardly noticed when my mind and body began to fray at the edges. Then bang! My senses were sharp again. I felt like a fish being reeled in, and before I knew it, I found myself in this room. Why is it that you can see me? What are you even doing here, come to that?
He venido a tu mundo.
You were summoned to save the first. A waste of time. This world is beyond saving, like those who try to save it. Muddled as my mind may be, I've not forgotten that. But if fate has brought me to you, the one person in this God's forsaken world who can see and hear me, then perhaps there is a reason I endured. If I can find out why I was left behind, then maybe I can bring this journey of mine to an end. Well, I'll be watching, Warrior of Light.
No puedo hacer otra cosa, el pobre.
But do me a favor. Be careful out there. This world has had its fill of heroes.
No me saques solo, por favor. Ah, no, que se va a poner a dormir. Oh. Está aquí. tengo todo aquí, ¿verdad? Ah, ¿dónde está el Cions? Es el último. Este realmente da igual. Como lo llevo siempre quitado. Me voy a echar y voy a hacer los dos. Me está diciendo que esto no está al 100%. Bueno, después lo arreglaré. Aquí dejamos este. Y listo. Tenía otro retainer, que os recordar. Me vas a ayudar ese dinerito rico a mí. No vendré aquí por lo que sea. Me mola bastante este equipo de caminar. Voy a ir cortando pronto. Voy a ver cuánto llevamos. 1 hora y 20. Básicamente voy a ir cortando para descansar un rato antes de ponerme a desbloquear la raid de weapons.
Ah, how did you find your new quarters?
Última.
I trust you were able to rest.
Voy a contárselo.
I was not aware the room was haunted, and you were rather tired. Well, should you receive another visitation, be sure to let me know. Now, let us return to the subject of the Scion's whereabouts. This map shows the lands of Norvrand, the only area to be spared the flood of light. The Crystarium is here, in the region known as Lakeland. To the north is the fairy kingdom of Il-Meg. That is where you'll find Urianger. To the east lies the once prosperous civilization of Rak-Tika. Your Stola is stationed there, in the heart of the forest.
Pues no estaría entonces en
Alas,
Renania.
neither location can be reached without considerable difficulty. As such, I would suggest you first seek out one of the twins, each of whom is stationed but a short flight from the Crystarium. Alphino is on Calusia, an island off the western shore. It is home to a city called Yulmore, where the rich and privileged while away their days in idleness. For his part in furthering our cause, Alphino journeyed there to meet with the citizenry and forge alliances. From what I hear, he has since kept himself busy gathering information around the main settlement. Alize, meanwhile, traveled south to the arid wastes of Armoreng. They lie upon the very edge of the inhabitable world, where the flood of light was halted. Those who dwell there live in constant fear of attack by the Sin Eaters. In contrast to her brother, Alize felt that her energies would better be spent learning about the enemy, and thus she sells her services as a guard, both to hone her skills and gather information on our foe. So, will it be Calicia or Armoreng? It matters not which you choose to visit first. Simply inform me once you have made your decision, and I will see to it that you are provided with a suitable mount.
Elijo yo.
Ah, but you must be wondering about Thancred. He has taken up with a new companion, and is presently engaged as a wandering hunter of Sin Eaters. Being ever on the move, his whereabouts are often difficult to ascertain, but I am certain your paths will cross ere long.
Vale, puedo elegir las dos y después me voy a la que me dé la gana. Puedo coger las dos. Imagino que serán 1 horita y media cada cadenita de misiones. Primero creo que ir a la ciudad, que hace mucho que no veo. Bueno, como había dicho, como esta tarde tengo que ir a raid y hacer todas esas cosas, voy a tomarme un descansito ahora. Gracias por pasaros por el directo y bueno chicos, nos vemos próximamente. Adiós.